What's up guys, Blade Master here, bringing you another Total War Attila online battle. Now you must have noticed that I don't really have too many Total War Attila commentaries on my channel as of late. And that's because, as you probably know, I'm not really a huge fan of the state of Total War Attila at the moment. So believe you me when I say that when I decide to bring a Total War Attila battle, it must be fucking brilliant. And this is a prime example of said brilliancy. I have taken the Visigoths in this matchup, and I'm fighting up against Houseplant, who has taken the Eastern Roman Empire. I think this is a very nice matchup, even on the roster side of things. Visigoths and Eastern Romans probably just head to head in terms of their power rankings. Heteria guards will slaughter any Thracian warriors or whatever else the melee infantry options that the Visigoths have. But the Germanic archers and the slingers that the Visigoths have, the Germanic slingers, and the fact that they have better cavalry options makes them a very nice, counter kind of pick. I mean, whereas if it's the Burgundians, then they can ruffle stomp with their Royal Lancers, and the Alans have Noble Alani cavalry, which kind of gives them an unfair advantage because their Noble Alani cavalry, for some reason, have the plus 30 bonus versus cavalry spears, which we all know. Let's stop talking redundant information. Let's get to the action. Alright, so with the Visigoths, I have taken 3 Visigothic slingers. These units are unique to the Visigoths, and they have 2 things which makes them not really worth it for the price, but better than a Germanic hurler, in my opinion. They have these massive shields, which gives them a good missile block chance. I'm not really sure what the missile block chance is, but suffice to say it's good. They also have 3 extra volleys. They have 14 total ammunition, and that makes them a lot better than the Germanic hurlers, although for their increase in price, I'm not really sure if they're worth it. I'm charging in with the Germanic Lancer, and I've got to pull out. Oh my Jesus Christ. The Equites Promoti are charging in, but they got caught by their own Funditores, who are down to 38 units. I've taken 16 losses there, but I'm pulling back to the safety of my pikes. Yes, pikes! I brought a total of 4 pikes, and I've got 3 extra Germanic archers. I've also brought 4 noble Germanic horsemen and 1 extra Germanic lancer, which is just wreaking havoc on the left side of my skirmish line, and destroying 2 Funditores before pulling out. He was a bit too late to react with his Equites Promoti and his Heterea guards over there. I've also got 3 Thracian warriors and 1 Gothic general. So my clear plan is to just use the huge amounts of ammunition and the skirmish power that I have to destroy the Heterea guards and the Equites Promoti, which my opponent has brought. And the fact that the Equites Promoti have very low missile block chance goes in my favor there. So I'm going to try and destroy them with my slingers, and then get the Heterea guards to charge into pikes, because that's the one type of unit that double-handed axes really can't handle. They lose to pikes. I mean, they'll definitely destroy Gothic pikemen, but they'll take way too many casualties doing so. He's also brought, so Houseplant has brought 3 Protectores Domestici, 4 Heterea guards. Let's see, Equites Promoti, 4 Equites Promoti, it looks like, a couple of Cataphractari with Magister Militum General, and 2 Sagittari. And he had brought 4 Funditores, but luckily I managed to destroy 2 of them completely, and one of them has got, hardly any ammunition. I've got to pull back my Visigothic slinger here, and I'm moving around with my pikemen. What I'm going to try and do is make the center without pikes, so that I can charge in with my Thracian warriors onto his Protectores Domestici, keep my pikes on the side, so that the Heterea guards have nowhere to turn to, and they'll be facing up against pikes. So this is kind of counterintuitive to the Rome 2 logic, where you keep your pikes in the center and your melee infantry on the side, and that's kind of what Attila requires. It requires a huge departure from your Rome 2 frame of mind. I'm going to charge in with noble Germanic horsemen here onto Protectores Domestici. They are not in shield wall, but still this is a foolhardy charge. I don't have my infantry backup as quick as the Cataphractari are backing up the Protectores Domestici. But once my infantry do charge in, my Thracian warriors will make short work of these guys. And meanwhile, now Houseplant doesn't really have an option. He can't really charge in because there are so many pikes that are protecting the flanks. And now my Thracian warriors are free to destroy the Cataphractari. I'm pulling out my noble Germanic horsemen. They're taking minimal casualties because my Thracian warriors are there to support. And now they're going to pull back behind my pikes. This is going to be essential for me because I need as many cavalry in support behind my pikes. And, I don't really need to worry about him destroying them through archer fire because he's only got Sagittari. And that's okay with me. I'm fine with that. He's got his Magister Militum in the center here, and this is a big mistake because I have my Visigothic Slinger who I didn't use on whose ammo I didn't use, and now all these guys and the archers are going to be doing is focusing fire on the Magister Militum. They're already down to 49 units, and now he's brought his Heteria Guards into the center, which is a huge problem for me. But that's exactly why I pulled out these Noble Germanic Horsemen earlier. I'm going to wait until my Thracian warriors die to the Heteria Guards, which they eventually obviously will. And that's the same case here, before I charge in with whatever excess cavalry troops that I have in reserve. Meanwhile, his Cataphractari and Equites Promoti really aren't all that strong. I did some miss micro here that made him charge with his Equites Promoti, but that meant some of them kind of got caught in pikes, and now the Heteria Guards are going to charge in. This is the worst fucking time to pull out with my pikes. What am I doing? That's really bad. But here, this is what I was talking about. He destroyed my Thracian warriors. I come in with my Noble Germanic Horsemen. I get a shit ton of kills on already damaged Heteria Guards. That's going to be the same case over here, except I already used my Noble Germanic Horsemen to charge into his Magister Militum. Here, though, full strength Noble Germanic Horsemen charging into Heteria Guards. That means it's going to be bye-bye Heteria Guards, but they didn't really get the best charge, I think. 22 kills only. That's really bad because that means now the Heteria Guards are free to destroy them. The Magister Militum, though, is going to be destroyed. Germanic Archers getting 29 kills and a single experience chevron because all they've been doing is destroying the general. Meanwhile, my Germanic Pikes, Gothic Pikes, got destroyed by his Heteria Guards, getting like 19 kills in the process. But now I have a Germanic Archer and a Visigothic Slinger to keep firing into the Heteria Guards. I was thinking of charging in with my Noble Germanic, although there's really no point. I'm going to let my skirmish troops get the most out of their ammo before I charge in. Gothic General here charging in, destroying the remaining Heteria Guards. There's one Heteria Guard at half strength. And I still have some Germanic archers here who can pour in the fire. Pulling out with my Gothic general there at full strength. The enemy general is dead on the other hand, which is a concern to say the least for Houseplan. He's forced to pull out with his Heteria Guards because I maneuvered my pikes to face them here. What I'm going to be doing is the Blade Master trademark pike sandwich, but the Heteria Guards are just still going to throw their their axes in and then destroy half of my Noble Germanics. Getting a decent charge in, they are exhausted, they are going to be taking a lot of casualties. I have this one full strength Thracian warrior charging in and destroying the Sagittari. There is one full strength Equites Promoti at this point, which is a problem, but I do have a full strength Gothic general on the flip side, and I do have, but actually at this point it's not looking really too good for me. I need to use the Thracian warriors to charge in, but now that he's made this blob for me, that's going to be perfect. The Heteria Guards won't have a charge, won't be able to countercharge these Thracian warriors. They're going to be able to get a clean charge in onto this blob. And of course I have my Gothic general here who's ready to take matters into his own hand if everyone else dies. And the fact that he's at full strength makes it very cool for me. This Heteria Guard down to how many? 52 units. And now I'm going to use my Germanic archers. I've got the fact that they have ammo left is such a godsend for me. And now they're going to get rear shots, flank shots, all up in your ass shots on those Heteria Guards. The Equites Promoti routing, one full strength Heteria Guards here against a half strength Thracian warrior. That just shows the strength of these Heteria Guards. They didn't even get a charge in on the Thracian warriors. Still, they're doing the damage to these guys. Thracian warriors really can't match to Heteria Guards whatsoever, which is why bringing a shit ton of pikes and archers is probably the best way or the most efficient way to deal with Eastern Roman Empire tournament builds. Again, going to charge into pikes. The weapon length of the pikes makes these Heteria Guards kind of not really want to shove their axes into these guys' faces. Still, they're getting a decent number of kills, but they are going to die. Heteria Guards, man, so fucking strong. Thracian warriors down to 16 units. I've popped Headhunt on them, which means they're going to be able to deal a bit more damage on these Heteria Guards, but still, look at the kills. 150 kills on these guys. Gothic General, though, 171 kills on them, about to get a triple experience chevron. Unlike Blade Master tradition, I've actually managed to hold my general onto the late game and not completely sacrifice them in the first couple of seconds. And I guess that's what's going to win me the game. He has popped his Heteria Guards on Unbreakable. I've popped Brace for, shits and giggles. Gothic Pikemen down to 4 units, and Heteria Guards down to 30. They're about to die. So, while the pikes didn't really get any sort of kills, the one pike got like 50 kills. I think they were fundamental in me winning this game because it forced the Hetria guards to change their tactics, and it forced them not to overpower the flanks but rather charge into the center into already blobbed units. And the fact that I managed to pull out my units in the center and then managed to get consecutive charges was the key to me winning this game. And I guess that really wouldn't have been possible unless I covered the flanks with a sort of cheap unit, which was these Gothic pikemen, and that's how they managed to do their job so efficiently. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this kind of like pike play replay, and stay tuned for more. Peace.